Okay, just a video of the finished product here. So this is my Avin Avant 2 unit, all installed and running, obviously. So this is the default splash screen. When you turn the device on, you've got your various options here. Car Navi, by default this will open Google Maps, which will use your GPS antenna to find your location and load your maps. You can obviously use that for navigation with the directions option, etc. Back into here we've got radio. You can use the wheel here to scan for stations. You've got your presets down here, and you've also got just manual seek down and up buttons here, and step up and down, AM, FM, etc. SD card, so that loads the right hand micro USB card, and any music you have on that card, it can load from there. Just a wee comment on sound quality. It was probably something I was a little bit concerned about. Bypassing my fibre optic amplifier, I'd heard stories that sound quality could be average on other sort of similar devices, but I'm really happy with this. I don't know how loud I can crank it recording it on the phone, but it goes really good, and probably loud enough that I'll ever need anyway. So yeah, really happy with it. Okay, other options, USB, so that'll load a pen drive if you have one of those plugged into the USB slots. Bluetooth, if we go into here, so this is obviously Bluetooth connect to your phone, which mine isn't at the moment because it's recording this. But once it's connected, you can use it for your Bluetooth dialing, dial out, use the mic that you have mounted on your dash, and that works really well. And then you can also play music from your device by clicking this button here. Disc, so the single disc slot at the top, so you can play CDs or DVDs with that. iPod is obviously the iPod connection, which I probably pointed out in one of my other videos, and auxiliary in is those auxiliary cables, which neither of these I have connected in my car. I just won't use them, so they're there if you do need them. So from here you can push this button down in the right hand corner, and this will take you into sort of a standard Android layout screen here. So it comes with a lot of pre-installed applications, and then any other applications you need, of course, you can just pop over to the Play Store and download what you need. So some of the default ones is Talk, so that's connects to a OBD2 Bluetooth plug, which you can plug into your car. The device connects to that with Bluetooth, and then you can use Talk to show various gauges of your temperatures and fuel levels, etc. And you can also, by pushing the options button, you can check for fault codes and things like that. So that's a pretty good app to have. Once you get all your gauges all set up how you like it, you can pretty much just have that going while you're driving if you like. MX Player is a good video player, which comes default on the Avin unit. So I'll just demonstrate in here the dash mounted camera pointing towards the front of the car. So at the moment I have mine set, whenever the car's turned on, the camera starts recording, and you can view any of these videos from the MX Player. So really useful if you were unfortunate enough to get into an accident or something. You could use this footage for insurance purposes. So really good. It displays the date, time at the top, the speed you were going, and your location. So really good. You can view that at any time using the tachograph application. It's night time at the moment, so I'll just turn my lights on. There we go, so you can sort of see towards the front of the car. Also, I'll just show you the reverse cam. If I turn the key on, put the car in reverse, the camera powers up, and there's the reverse camera. Both of those work really good, and really happy with them. So yeah, that's about the applications. I mean, pretty standard Android device. Like any other Android device, you can download as many applications as you like, but there's only a few you really need, so just have a play around with that. If you pop into settings, again, very similar to any other Android device. It just has some a couple of extra options specific to this firmware. So about the system, if you need to do a reboot, you can do that in here. Car settings, so this has just got a couple of options, like if you wanted a mirror version of your reversing camera, the quick startup time. So at the moment I sort of have mine set at 2 hours, so if you jumped out of the car and then came back, turn your key on within 2 hours, the device starts up within sort of a second or two, which is really good. So you can adjust that time to leave the device in standby. Probably the other useful thing, and well, you can turn on no video during driving if you wish. The other useful thing is the default navigation setting. So in here you can click that and choose which application you would like it to open when you push the Navi button, or push Navi from the splash screen. By default it's Google Maps, but I'm trialing a couple of other offline apps such as here, so we'll see how those go. Factory settings, default pin in here is quadruple 0. There's one thing in here that I found really useful, was the set the desktop icon. In here, all the default installed applications, you can either choose to display them or hide them. So if you get your device and you're missing an application that you need, chances are it's just hidden. So you can just simply click display and then go back, and then your application will be there. And also goes, if some of these you don't need, just hide them, you know. So yeah, that's in there. Just into that settings again. In here we can choose to connect to the network via a USB device, and normally I'd have that turned on, but at home at the moment where I am, we don't get any cell phone signal, so I've just got that turned off just to save some power while I'm doing this demonstration. And here you can choose what networks you'd like to connect to with your Wi-Fi. At the moment I've got sort of sporadic Wi-Fi from my house, because outside the signal's not very good, but so yeah, that's sort of working on and off. So that's about it really. The rest of it's pretty straightforward. You've got your navigation buttons on the left, which are very similar to the splash screen at the start. This button here is sort of your options button. Volume control down here, on button, which also works as an off by holding it down. FM, DVD, you've got a blank screen button if you just wanted to turn the screen off. Source, a mute. Yeah. Down here you've got your hang up and pick up for your phone, and seek, track, forward and back. And obviously the steering wheel controls also work, so we can skip a track if I was on the right screen. You can skip tracks with that button, etc., and your volume up and down control works. You'll note on the dash there I have a display. I'm currently reading an SD card, so it does display that. It doesn't tell you the track number, but it does tell you which album it's playing, and like I said, you can use your up and down skip buttons on here. So I mean, that's pretty good. That was more than what I was expecting, so yeah. All in all, really happy with it. Couldn't ask for more. Everything works great, and I'm so glad I waited, really. It's really made the car. So yeah, it sort of brought the car into 2015 standards, so yeah, really happy. So yeah, go out and buy one. Alright, cheers.